Hola bonitas, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review and demo on the new Makeup Forever HD Skin Sculpt palette. We are going to do a full face of makeup with this palette. Yes, I've already used it. I've played around with it on my short form content. Check me out there. I post very often. And so now I'm gonna bring you guys the in-depth here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get into this full face of one palette. Okay guys, so I have a blank canvas. The only thing I have on are my brows, and I put a little bit of some concealer to set my eyes, but everything else, the complexion, is going to be with just one palette that we have right here. I am very grateful to say that Makeup Forever did send this over to me. So thank you so much, Makeup Forever. I'm able to bring you guys really good quality content when brands send me new so that I can check it out as it launches. So let's talk about this palette right now. This is the HD Skin Cream Contour and Highlight Sculpting Palette. It retails for $85. This is an easy to use cream face palette with a flawlessly sculpted look. This is a radiant finish, cream formulas, medium coverage, natural finish, long wearing, and best for dry, combo, and normal skin. So I do have oily skin, but I'm still very excited to see how this will do. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the eyes. So we are going to first begin with the under eyes, and there are in here 6 shades to conceal and even the skin tone. So I'm going to be taking my tried and true brush. This is the Sephora 71 brush, and I'm going to be taking this shade right here. You guys can see. And we're just going to apply this on the under eyes, kind of let it marinate like that. And then we're gonna come back to it once we finish the rest of the look to kind of blend everything out. We're still gonna stick to the eye area. So I'm going to be using this palette to also do a little bit of work on the eyes. So I'm just going in, warming up the eye area around the crease just to kind of add a little bit of shadow in there. I have to say these colors really blend out nicely. I'm just taking this shade right here, so you guys can see immediately creating that depth in there, but also creating really good kind of shadow along the eyes. Then I'm going to be taking a flat brush and I'm going to be creating a little bit of color on the actual eyelids, and I'm going to be taking one of the shimmers. So this palette has some really pretty shimmery highlights. It has 4 shimmery highlights. I'm going to be taking this one right here because that's typically what I like to use for my eyelids whenever I do go in with a nice shimmery shade. I'm just gonna almost cut the crease a little bit just to really give us that nice defined effect. This palette actually comes at a perfect time because I feel like underpainting has been very big lately. It's always been a technique that's loved by so many makeup artists, but I definitely do feel like lately a lot of people on social media have been talking about it. So I feel like it's been a little bit more on everybody's radar, and I love that technique of underpainting. I feel like it's really great, and it kind of just creates a softer look in case you're not somebody that wants a really bold contour look. Okay, so we have the eyes done, and later I can even go in and do a little bit of, actually maybe I could try it right now. I could go in and do a little bit of like a wing liner with this too, because like I said, we are doing a full face of one palette. So let's see how much we can knock out with just one palette. The good thing with creams too is that they're very customizable, so you can really just create your own thing with this palette. And let's say you only have this palette and you don't even have brow products, you can almost also use the darker brown as like a pomade for your eyebrows. Like, I just feel like it's a really good universal palette. So we have this. Now we can move on to the rest of the complexion. I'm gonna begin by warming up the face. So I'm going to be taking this shade right here. I really like this shade to kind of warm up my complexion. I'm just going to kind of roughly apply it because again, like I mentioned, we are underpainting and we're going to be blending everything together. And with underpainting, you guys know that it's basically applying all these products straight to the bare complexion and then going in with our main foundation or whatever we may be using to blend everything together. So I'm just going in like this. I also have to say I appreciate the fact that these products are so creamy and they are not products that dry down easily. So you really have time to do this and take your time creating this soft sculpt effect. before finishing up the rest of the look. Because sometimes things can dry down super fast and you don't have time to kind of do all the steps like this, but it's nice that this you do. Okay, so now I'm gonna be going in and doing some contour. So there are 2 contour shades and I'm gonna be using this one right here. You guys can see the shade right here. And I'm going to be applying it right here. And this is going to create that shadow right in this area. And that's what kind of, and then I'm gonna be taking that warmer shade we just used and I'm going to be applying above where we contoured, like right here. Same thing on this side. I'm going to go in and do a little bit of some nose contour. And for that, I don't like going too cool with my nose contour because I feel like it doesn't flatter my complexion. I'm gonna take that warm shade we went in with and I'm just going to kind of take that right here, like so. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start to take the shade that we're gonna use as foundation. So we're gonna go in right here and right there, but like mainly take this shade. So I'm gonna do a little bit right here. Going in with a just big fluffy foundation brush. And I'm just kind of applying it in the areas where I don't have any other product on, especially because I need to cover my redness. With the rosacea, I have to go in and cover as much as possible because if I don't, you will see that redness pop through the other colors. So I'm just kind of going around like so. I'm gonna take a little bit more over here. So do you guys see how it's like my complexion color, which I think this color right here is like my perfect shade for like my overall complexion. And then up here, we went in with this shade right here, which is more so to brighten the under eyes. You guys know I love a good brightener. And then I'm gonna take a little bit right here of that shade that like suits my skin tone better, just because it's gonna cover that redness as well. I'm also gonna take some around the nose because I have a lot of rosacea on my nose. What are we thinking? It's a lot, right? I feel like right now you guys are probably like, whoa. Okay, so now we can go ahead and blend. And let me just give you guys a tip. My favorite way to blend this type of process is going in with a damp sponge. I feel like the damp sponge really marries the colors together because this is a really nice creamy formula. It's really gonna allow for everything to melt in together very nicely and also just blend seamlessly. So I like to use a damp sponge, nothing too wet, but just like damp enough where it'll really blend everything beautifully together because the pigment on these is very creamy and buttery. I feel like it will really all come together beautifully. I'm just gonna go ahead and begin blending everything out with the damp sponge, and you guys will see this like all marries together so beautifully. Like, look at this. Because I feel like sometimes what happens when I go in with a brush is it can just kind of like brush everything back and forth, almost like windshield wiper motion, where everything kind of like separates in different directions, as opposed to really just pressing it into your skin so it can become one with your skin. I feel like this technique is much more seamless, which I really enjoy. And look how well everything married together, and it looks very soft and natural. So let's blend the top part. And then we can even go in and kind of diffuse this out too if you want to soften it a little bit more. And then we can go in here and kind of blend this side. Like, do you guys see what I'm talking about? It just all blends beautifully. I know some of you guys will be like, wait, it blended out beautifully, love how it looks, but it looks radiant. And if you have oily skin, this is definitely radiant finish. So we are going to have to set this in place so that we get that really nice long wearing effect, also so that we don't feel like we're looking too glowy. But you guys can see, trust the process. Look at the difference. One side done, the other side not done. Like, it just blends so seamlessly where you're like, I get that soft effect. I'm seeing the soft shadow, I'm seeing the warmth, but I'm still feeling like it's like my effortless skin. And I think that's what a lot of us appreciate from a look. So I think that this just all comes together really beautifully. and it really gives us that gorgeous finish. So now let's go in and blend this side. So we are just going to blend once more. The only place where I do want to go and further blend with a brush is my nose contour, just because I do want to soften up this top part right here and this part right there, like so. Like, look how just nicely this all blends together. And then you can even go as far to blend the eyeshadow. If you feel like you want to make it a little bit softer, just blend. I will say one thing that I'm noticing is the shimmery shades, like the shimmery highlights on my eyes, aren't sticking on the best. That's the only issue I've had so far with this formula. I feel like they're just very natural, and it's meant to just be a very natural, effortless look. So I wouldn't really rely on, you know, the shimmers for the eyes. I just wanted to do like truly a full face using this palette. I do want to go in with the highlight shade just for this area right here. You guys can see, like I said, I feel like the highlight in here is meant to just be very natural, because look how well and easily and very naturally it's melting into the skin when you just tap it with your fingers. I tried it with a brush, but I think it works better with just your fingers. Like the warmth of your fingers is the best way to go. Just applying it right here. Y vámonos. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just set everything, because I definitely feel like if you do have oily skin like myself, you will want to set this. I think that right now the base looks pretty, like everything looks nice and like sculpted and adds a lot of warmth and dimension to the face, but there is that radiance speaking through as somebody that does have oily skin. So I am going to set this. I'm just going to be taking my favorite powder, which you guys know is the e.l.f. one, and I'm going to be setting the under eyes, because I crease if I don't do that. We're going to let that kind of sit there for a few minutes, because I do want to see how this does overall with like kind of setting it all in place. Then I'm going to take another loose powder. This is the Milani one that I love, and I'm going to just use this to set the eye area. I do have oily eyelids, so I kind of just want to set everything together up there. Let's dust away the under eye. And there we go. You guys see, it just completely changes up the look once you go in and do that setting powder on the under eyes. Everything looks nice and healthy, and bam. Like, it really does its job right here. I am going to finish off the look with the lips, because, you know, typically we contour the lip with a lip liner. We're gonna do that with this palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And I'm just going to be contouring the lips with a small brush. Yeah, that's the contour shade I like. And I'm just using a very small Sigma brush. This is an eyeliner brush, but I'm like, wait, this could work for the lips. And it's so creamy, like those creamy lip liners. So I love. Okay, so we have that. And I'm just kind of brush it into the actual lip. And this is a recent technique that I just learned from Makeup by Mara, just taking a little powder puff and gently dabbing that onto that lip liner. And I think because it's a cream, it'll also help it set. And then I'm gonna go in with one of these shades to apply as like the lip shade. So I think I'm gonna go in with this color right here. And I'm just gonna be taking my finger and gently dabbing that all over. Like so. And this is just gonna create my perfect lip. And you can even take it to the next level. Take a clear gloss and just apply that on top, and you get the prettiest finish. I am very, very impressed with this palette. Like, we were able to create a full face, guys, with this palette. The only thing we didn't use for this palette was obviously our brows and obviously mascara, because you can't do mascara with cream products. I think it's a yes for me. Highly recommend it. I will definitely be using this all the time, especially for traveling. I'm gonna recommend this to everybody because I think it is worth the buy. So those are pretty much my thoughts. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you've been eyeing this, I highly recommend it. Cause look guys, it really transformed the face and it gave me a beautiful finish. From what we started from, like my bare skin, my redness just peeking through completely, to like the mid process where you're like, oh, I don't know if that's gonna turn out well, to now, I mean, I think we really came together. It's one of those trust the process things, and I think we trusted the process and it came out beautifully because I'm loving this look. This is the type of look that I've been really into, just soft, effortless, minimal, but still enhancing those natural features. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this review and demo. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Let's me know to continue doing videos like this for you guys. I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. And I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Adios, bonitas.